So yeah, I love that you're learning that and going around your house and decluttering. So I'll add a couple of things to that. One, if you didn't know that, this time of year is actually really big for that. So there's like, if you believe in kind of like retrograde astrology, Buddhism, like yoga, things like that, they'll talk about this time of year being a really good time of year where you naturally want to let go. So you're actually, so if you kind of look back into like maybe last year, the year before, this is like a time of year like you really want to let go. But adding on to that, like a lot of times when you step into like a new healthy lifestyle and you're creating new values and habits, Shannon, these are things that want to come up. You want to clear out like and let go of things that no longer serve you or are doing you any good. And that could be as much as like clothes down to people, relationships, shit that you have in your house, things like that. So that doesn't surprise me at all because you're just creating space for new things to come in. So, and it kind of feels good. I do that too. So that's a great thing. Has anybody else ever experienced that? Or could Ben experience that? You just want to start letting go of shit when you step into new habits and new values. I love that for you, Shannon.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Rita loves decluttering. Yes. And decluttering, like I said, guys, this wasn't the topic I was going to go to, but it is a really good thing. Like, it actually, there's an energy source around it as well. So, like your work environments, things like that, if things are cluttered, energy can get blocked up. Energy is real. There's no woohoo about that. Energy is really real. We're made up of energy. It goes, flows in and out, negative, positive, all of those things. So when we have a lot of clutter or shit around us, even physical things, like, yes, it can cause us to think about it. Like if you have a messy house, how's your energy? If you don't make your bed in the morning, how do you feel? Things like that. So absolutely creating certain spaces and having things declutter can really set yourself up for, being successful, but really having really good days, like feeling good about yourself. It's just going to help you have more positive energy than negative. So again, great stuff, guys. Actually, I was just thinking about decluttering my office.
Hey, Jules, I can add something to that actually.
Please do.
I'm putting my makeup on. So,
Love it.
letting go of things is, and you know that I desimplified a lot. I still have some things that I need to let go of. And I was just talking about this with my sister last night. And sometimes it can be really healthy for us, but, and it's like a rebirth almost. It's like something very new. And your mind declutters when you let go of things. So I have like there's certain things I have. I have probably like 5 army uniforms upstairs in the closet that I'm never going to wear again, and I'm like, why do I still have these? It's about time to let them go. Probably going to keep one, maybe do a shadow box.
Mhm.
But things that I'm grateful that I had in my life, things that brought me to where I am now and the person that I am now and the awesomeness around me now. I think it's really healthy to let go of some things, and your mind will follow. And go look at the vision board while you're doing this. Maybe put something new up there that you want to manifest while you're decluttering some things. It's almost like writing a paper. Your mind, my mind, actually like starts to formulate and brainstorm things as I'm letting go of it. I've been doing that slowly, and we're moving into our new house. We close on November 12th. So we're about 49-ish days, something away from that. And so it's time to do it again. I did it when I moved back to Tennessee last year, and it's been almost a year to the date. And now it's time to do it again. So I think this is a great topic. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it's a good way to reevaluate what's serving you and what's not serving you and to simplify.
Yep. So a couple of things, guys, that I want you to lean into what she said. So letting go, whether it's letting go of physical things, people, thought, thoughts, like patterns in your life, old habits. She said she starts to download new things. She starts thinking of new things. So that came up. So when you let go of physical things, mental things, things that aren't serving you anymore, whether it is just in your mind, thoughts that you have around certain things, beliefs that you have that just don't serve you anymore, people, physical things, that is letting go. And when you let go, you allow new things. You're creating space for new things to come in. So that's why when she said, if I let go of these things, I have all these new ideas. Exactly. It's not woohoo, guys. It is real factual things when you start to let go of old things. And this could be old habits, old thoughts, patterns, things like that. You're creating space for all the new things that you want. And yes, the new things that you want that are on your vision board, because you can have these things on a vision board, you can write them down. But if you're not letting go of things over here, those things can't come in. Drop some fire if that makes sense.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah! I love that. Give me a fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Need that fuck yeah energy, not the fuck you energy. Fuck yeah energy.
Fuck yeah. Holy crap. Can I just share my win right now? I'm like literally like everything in my life is just exactly like I'm living my dream. Like I just every morning I wake up and I'm just like excited about life. Every evening, oh my gosh, Megan, I love the hearts. Every evening I go to bed with a smile on my face, knowing that like my life is exactly like the way that I want it to be. Like I don't even know this space that I'm in right now, but I'm just like I am just loving it. And I'm super excited about like hitting my next goal because I don't know, I got like this fire under my ass because I hit my this huge goal that I had, right? Of
Right?
good getting on stage. And then all of a sudden, like I've got this drive like no fucking other. I'm like literally in the gym, like killing it. And just like, I don't know. I don't even know what to say. Like every aspect of my life is just fucking amazing. And I'm a busy fucking person. Like I am so fucking busy. Like my time is spent like doing things like constantly. And I just continually just wake up and I'm like excited about life.
I
Like
love woohoo!
that's how it should
I
be,
win.
right?
This is
Fuck yeah.
that is that's fuck yeah energy, but that is exactly like it plays into what we're talking about. So you're looking at the highest, most extreme of fuck yes energy of letting go of what happens when you truly let go. Because whether Jen realizes it or not, she may not. This might be a bomb that drops on her head right now. She has let go of so many limiting beliefs in her life. I don't know that she's let go of physical things. I'm not sure. She's probably cleaned her closet out a few times. But what I can tell you that what has landed her in the high flying energy that you feel right now is I can tell you as her coach, it is she has let go of more limiting beliefs that have been holding her back. And that's why she's living in this energy. So it's learning to let it go. And it's not easy. If you think that this wasn't a battle for her, she's had stepping stones going to this. I mean, she didn't just set up a goal and say, I'm going to go on stage. Now, her first battle was, I'm going to give up kickboxing. I'm going to give up snacking in bed. I'm going to stop the fuck you energy towards my coach, Jules. Fuck you. Fuck you, Jules. Well, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm going to kind of sort of do this shit. See where it gets me. You guys can, she's on tape talking about this. You guys can go back into Tribe Talks and look up, if you haven't watched, I think it's the video that I do on setting stretch goals. I think that's where she admits to it on there. She's like, yeah, pretty much, fuck you. But maybe you're right. Maybe I need to do this stuff. And then it's as so like it's been more of a joy to watch. It's a joy to watch all of you, but watching her as she says this evolve through this, she just lets go of shit. Stacy too. She's another one that I watched really closely. Like she had a little different let go. It was letting go of, as she said, she was transitioning into a new career, and I've been around with her. And it's like watching you guys let go of shit and start to bloom into these flowers it's amazing. And to see your energy come along with it is freaking awesome. By the way, I got to give a shout out right now because I see they're both on here, and Alyssa's probably, she's always at work, so she's probably in the chat. I'll have to look at her. So y'all know that Alyssa was one of the winners of the 16-week challenge, and she did the photo shoot this weekend with Jen, and I've had a sneak peek of the photos. These ladies were fucking fire. I've done some crazy photo shoots, but they were freaking fire. And I actually think Alyssa had a good time, and this was like a fear of hers. So talking about letting go, Alyssa came to me, and when I said, do you want to do the 16-week challenge? She basically said, yes, I do. I don't, but I do. And her reasoning, I won't say it all, is she can type it out in the chat or come off of mute or whatever she wants to do, was she was facing her fears. She was deciding to let go of things. So she'd actually won a photo shoot earlier in the year. I gave her an opportunity. I said, you can do a photo shoot, or I had given her an opportunity to have some, some values add-on services. And she chose that instead because she didn't want to do the photo shoot. She's like, I don't want to do a photo shoot. So she did it this time. She's like, no, I'm going to win it. And I'm going to do the photo shoot because that is a fear of mine. So, and she had some personal reasons around it. So she's got a bucket list of fears that she wants to face. And so her goal was to win so she could do something that was going to be extremely fucking uncomfortable for her. And she nailed it. So y'all gotta drop her some freaking fire for that. But that is what letting go is. And I'm going to be super curious to see what that let go does for Alyssa going forward. Because that's a big,
Yeah, she did fucking amazing. It was on fire, like hot, hot, hot. And that's what it's all about, getting outside of your comfort zone and just doing things that are uncomfortable. And you do it long enough, and all of a sudden, you're just like facing all kinds of fears and conquering all kinds of stuff. And it's just like, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. That's my word for the day.
we have some fuck yes energy going on here. So I'll read it to you. If you guys didn't see in the chat, I didn't want to say it because it's personal to her, but she said, well, first she said it was an amazing time. I'm glad she had fun. She's like, my goal is to win the photo shoot. My best friend passed away in December from brain cancer. For 2 years, I watched her slowly lose herself. So every month I do a hard thing that's uncomfortable. So she's basically letting go, something that my friend would have been thrilled if that was her. And that's I didn't want to share that with you guys because that's a personal thing, but she put it in the messages. So she's living her life, doing things that were uncomfortable to her because she has the opportunity to do them. And you know what, guys? You don't have to have something tragic in your life happen like that to realize those things. I think you just brought tears to Shannon's eyes. You don't have to have, you can do it for yourself. You let go. Like, what is it that scares you the most? Praise the strong, healthy body. Yes. Praise the strong, healthy body, which you all have. This does play into some of the things that I had thought about talking about today. And I'm going to talk a little bit about it because you guys all play well into my hands very well. How many in here are over 40? Megan, you're not over 40? Are you close? All right. How many are you?
No, I turned what? How old am I? Oh my God. Am I 30 or 31? I think I'm 31, turning 32.
Okay. We're going to start there. How many of you are over 30? I should see a shit ton of hands. Okay. So how many are over 40? How many of you are over 50? How many of you are over 60? Janet, you're over 60? Oh, how many are you over 70? Okay, great. Got all the hands down. How many of you want to live to be over 70? How many of you want to live to be over 80? 90?
Girl, I'm thinking 110, setting records.
All right. How many of you are just going to live for fucking ever? All right. And how many of you want to do this healthy? Like, not live because you're like alive, your little peepers are open and you're laying in bed, but you are actively fucking living. Yeah, I would assume all of you. This is what you have to do that. You have to be willing to step into your fears. You have to be able to be uncomfortable and challenge yourself daily. Guys, if you're not doing that daily, I will challenge you guys to all ask yourself, I'll do it right now. When was the last time that you challenged yourself? Really challenged yourself every day, every week, every month? Okay, good. I challenge you guys to raise your hand for it. Everybody get their hand up for it every day. Because the more that you can do something outside of your comfort zone on a daily basis, you're only going to grow. I'm not guilty of it. I don't do it every day. But I have to start. I have to start. We get compliant after a while. Because if we dial it back, how many of you got uncomfortable every single day when you first started in this program? And then what happens?
You fall in love with it? I don't know. That's what I feel like. Yeah.
Fall in love with it. That's good. I like that. You fall in love with it. You change your values. You create habits. And this is all good. I want you to do that. And I'm not going to say but, and you want to continue to look for those new opportunities to challenge yourself. That's what's going to keep you moving forward. So you want to, that's the idea of this entire program. You want to create that foundation and you want to create those new habits and values, but keep looking for what challenges you. It could be the smallest little thing. Like, God damn it, that Smith machine scares the fuck out of me. Or I'm going to find 5 different ways to do that exercise because I don't like that damn hex thing that she wants me to do, or whatever it might be. And the fear could come in different ways. It could be fear of looking silly. It could be fear of hurting yourself. And obviously don't do something that you think you're going to hurt yourself of, but make sure you understand your form. That's what you got a coach for. Yo, coach, am I doing this right? Before you go out and hurt yourself. But think about why you're not doing the thing, because it's going to fall into one of those buckets. I'll use me, for example. I'm challenging myself. I'm going to keep challenging myself. So I'm a very big one on fear. Believe it or not, there are certain things in my life. I actually, a lot of people would say, fear? You got on stage at 48 years old and you decided to change your life. You moved. I have friends that will say, you have moved more times than I have ever moved in my entire life. You're not afraid of change. You have zero fear. There's a lot of people that say, I think I have zero fear, but I have fear. I operate from fear. But what happens is once I break my fear, I'm unstoppable. It just takes 1 minute and all I have to do is show myself that I can do it. So the thing, I always say to you guys, some of you do, I'll ask, my famous saying is, did you die? Well, did you die came from me, a question that I used to ask myself. Well, did you die, Jules? Nope, didn't die. I asked myself that this morning. I got up early. I went down because it was raining, walked on the treadmill. And I walked on the treadmill for like 30 minutes, contemplating my fear. What was my fear? I'm going to run sprints. But if I run sprints, fear number one, I'm probably not going to start at 6.5 where I used to warm up. Fear, I'm going to fall. Fear, my leg's going to give out. Fuck, I'll break my leg again. Fear, this is a true story. Just going shoot, 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 right? 30 minutes, I went, fuck it. I'm going to sprint. Put it at 4.5 with the dude next to me who was warming up at 6.5, which, by the way, I do all the time. Fear number one, fuck, I'm going to look like an asshole. Big, strong girl, about to sprint at 4.5 miles. She might actually fly off the back of the fucking treadmill. I don't know. So, 4.5, I sprint. Huh, not too bad. Didn't die, Jules. 30-second rest. 5 miles an hour. Jump back on for 30 seconds. I sprint. Fucking leg's still attached, Jules. Sweet. Jump back off, rest for 30 seconds. 5.5. Did it again. Didn't die. Okay. Oh boy, should we push the envelope? Keep moving. What's going to happen? You going to go flying off the back of that treadmill? All right, 6.0. Here we go. 30 seconds. Whew. A little harder. Didn't die. Didn't fly off the back of the treadmill. Dude's not looking at me funny. Fuck him. I don't care. He's over on the bench press. I'm knocking him out like he needs schooling from me. Anyway, whatever. So 6.5. Got a little scary. 30 seconds. Where I warmed up, my brain is going 6.5. Now, negative talk. You little bitch. You used to warm up at 6.5. Jesus fuck. Oh, gotta correct that voice. Gotta correct that voice. Gotta be nice to myself. Yes. But you just went from 4.5 to 6.5. Sprinting, something that you haven't done in I don't know how many goddamn months, well over a year. And you couldn't walk a year and a half ago, maybe even a year ago. I don't remember anymore. Talked myself through that, pat myself on the back, ran another little 6.5, and then started to go in reverse because 6.5 was definitely starting to challenge my leg and I wasn't striking the way that I should. My point is, we all have to challenge ourselves. So now my goal is every morning I'm going to get my fucking ass up and I'm going to go down there and I'm going to sprint and I'm going to continue to sprint until I get myself back up to 10 miles an hour, which is what I used to sprint at. But we have to challenge ourselves every day because I challenge myself in the gym. I'm share this with you because I challenge myself weekly. I actually probably should leave my hand up and say I challenge myself daily because when it comes to lifting specifically my upper body, I don't fail. Like I'm always challenging myself to lift heavier, stronger, do more physically. But that aspect of me, that fear in my mind telling me, and it was numerous fears. So guys, look for those things, fly at 30,000 feet. And that's where, like Megan, you're like, oh, but I love it. Yes, you love it. But what is that one thing that you could push yourself a little bit harder on? Like, what's that sprint for you? She's smiling.
Yeah, I was smiling. I was just like, I love, see, like, that's the one thing I love. There's obviously, we all have good days in the gym, and then we have days that we could do better. I'm not going to say bad days because we could always do better. But like, there are days where I'm like, I could, I could lift more. Like, wow, this is good. Or like, there was a day where like the diamond push-ups used to be like a killer for me. I couldn't even do one without falling on my face. And then the other day, because I was doing like the alternative workout for a hot minute, and the other day somebody was on the machine that I had to like use for the alternative, and I was like, you know what, screw it. I got work to do today. I can't sit here and wait. So I went and did the diamond push-ups, and I did almost all of them. I was like, wait a minute, this is fire. So I was feeling strong, but I do want to touch on something, because I love the conversation that we're having today, because I think, obviously, like, I'm not like in my 20s anymore, but I'm not as wise as some of you maybe, later on in life. But I will say that something that in my 30s I have started to kind of look at, like, a mindset approach to life in general, like work, friends, family, spouse, everything. And I'm not going to say I have certain expectations, but it's more about a mindset. And so I think about this metaphor I heard like a little while ago, maybe about 2, 3 years back. Some of you might have heard this metaphor, but so when a space shuttle is exiting the atmosphere, heading towards the moon, it has individual rocket boosters that are designed to take it to a certain height. Once they've served their purpose, then they detach and they fall off, right? So you can get boosted off into space, right, where you need to go. But what happens if they never fall off? Then you never make it to your destination. And so what I think of when I think about that metaphor, I think about what we were talking about earlier, is sometimes holding on does more damage than letting go. So when I think about, toxic relationships, when I think about friends who are like, it's okay, you can screw your diet, right? Or, things about like, I've got all this clutter in the corner. Oh, maybe I'll use it for later. You probably won't if you haven't touched it for a hot minute. So like, for me, I think about life as a whole when it comes to that metaphor, and just thinking about, is this going to get me to my goal? Are these people that I'm associating with going to get me to my goal? Or is it dead weight? I hate to say people would be dead weight, right? But at the end of the day, we are who we surround ourselves with. And so I just try to, as I'm progressing throughout my life, trying to really look at what's going to be healthy for me physically, mentally, emotionally, all of that. And so maybe I expanded a little too much on that metaphor, but that's just kind of where I'm at in my life right now. So
Yeah, I love that metaphor, and thank you for sharing. Like, that is probably that's an amazing visual. Like, yes, it's like, think of the rocket ship. And if you hold on, that rocket ship ain't ever going to get out into its destination, and that is huge. So you have to let go of things that are holding you down, and they can be physical, and it's okay to say it's people. Like, don't ever look to apologize, Megan, for letting go of people. Like, there are people in our, I like to say there are people in our lives for seasons. Some are reasons. So sometimes they're there for a reason. They're there to teach us something. Sometimes they're there forever. Like, there are some people that are there, but a lot of times, like, you just have to look, and those people that you're letting go, like, look at what was the reason. What did they teach you? They probably taught you something, and there's always value. So you don't have to look at when you let go of, say, relationships or people as a negative thing. And I think sometimes we think, well, if I let that go, or that person go, or that situation go, that's negative. Remember, whatever it was, it brought you value. And just hold on to the lesson they or it brought you and let go of what you don't need anymore. So that was fire, Megan. Yes, be the rocket ship that lets go of its whatever the hell they're called. So you can get yourself up into the atmosphere and land on the damn moon. All right. And Alyssa dropped a YouTube in the comments, guys. Doing hard things is what helps us grow. 1000%. There are studies about change in the chemicals in the brain. She's very factual on this. She's also a nurse. By doing hard things, and she dropped YouTube. I think I know what YouTube that is, and that is actually true. I have listened to 2 different podcasts on this as well. There is a chemical, like when you learn to do hard things, there is actually a shift in your brain. That is actually in a very positive way of when you're letting go and you push yourself. So I am going to drop this, but if you guys want to grab that YouTube out of here, you can do that as well. Joe Dispenza talks about that a lot too. Absolutely. All right. So basically, you all fed right into what I wanted to talk about today. And so think about the way that I want to end this is this was an amazing topic. And if anybody wants to add to it, but where I wanted to end this is think about this specifically. Like if you find yourself plateaued. Now there's a difference. Maintenance and plateaued are 2 different things, okay? But when I say plateaued in your life, and I'm not even talking about just physically, like in your physical body, where you want to be, but when you plateau, it's time to zoom out and look, like start to look around and look at 30,000 feet and say, where is it I could challenge myself a little bit more? What do I need to let go of to bring more of this in my life? Because we all have a choice. So if we're plateaued, so think about it this way too, guys. Coming into this program, you were all plateaued physically, right? You were exhausted and plateaued physically. And everybody's been in here for a bit. You let go of something when you came into this program. You let go of limiting beliefs. You let go of certain mindsets and you created new values and habits, and you still are building on them. So now it's time to zoom out if you find yourself plateaued. And again, there's a difference between plateaued and maintenance, but you find yourself plateaued. And can you be plateaued in maintenance? Sure, you can. Yeah, you sure can. You can be where you physically want to be, but still have more goals. So you totally can. But zooming out and going, what do I need to let go of? Is it fear? Is it a limiting belief? Me, I'm plateaued. Like, what do I need to let go of? I need to get out of my own fucking head and just move on. I need to let go of an accident. I need to let go of all of those things that come around with it. And there's fucking garbage in here that I have to let go of. I have to physically throw out the crutches. I have to physically get rid of all the rehab things. Like there's physical, mental, all kinds of things that I need to do. So do the same type of thing, just zoom out and look at it. And that, as Megan said, release that so you can be the rocket ship that sails into the atmosphere. Good stuff, guys. And as Jen says, get that fuck yeah attitude. Fuck yeah. It's not fuck no, it's fuck yeah.
We should all say that. Fuck yeah.
That's the new slogan for aesthetic freedom. Fuck yeah energy. We transform lives and bodies and give you fuck yes energy.
That's
All right. By the way, everybody put it on their calendar. November 23rd. November 23rd.
Here we go again.
Here we go again. Jen's going back on stage. This time it'll be easy breezy for her. You watch her skip the stage. All right, guys, if you don't have anything else, I greatly appreciate you guys coming here. I want you to have an amazing day. And there goes my food alarm. I'm going to go eat my breakfast and have some fuck yes energy today. Peace.
Fuck yeah. Have a good
Yeah, I love it. Fuck yes. That's the new thing.
Love it. Have a great day.
Bye, guys.